What's up, everybody? There's another episode of Catch the Craze Podcast Live. And tonight I'll be going solo because the Dreamer Medina is not available. But we have a packed show tonight. We have our guest, Angel Fuentes of Panico. And we're going to be talking about the world of comics and more. So let's get it.
We are the only show for independents all around, giving you a platform to spread your word all over town. Catch the Craze is the place to promote to your fans with the Dreamer, Medina, and Sam the Crazy Man. Subscribe to our show and never miss an episode. It's time to get your mans, listen to us on the go. Updated every week, we never miss a day. Join the squad, come on in. It's time to catch the craze. If you are an independent, catch the craze. Making moves on your own, catch the craze. On your grind in the streets, catch the craze. Join the movement, catch the craze.
Yeah, George, we did it again. Come on now. You know you want to do it. Catch the craze. Welcome to Catch the Craze Podcast. I'm your host with the most, Sam the Crazy Man, Vera. And tonight, I am with me, myself, and I, baby. Let's get this party started. What's up, Arelis in his house?
Yay!
All right. So, just got back from Denton Comic Art Expo, and George just did some Comic Con in Yonkers. He said it went great. All right, cool. So he said it went great, and so we would have been chatting about that event, but we're not. Happy Friday. But Denton Comic Art Expo, it was a good event this year. A lot of repeat fans from the previous year, and some family members showed up. It was pretty cool. I had fun. But now I'm getting ready for the Big Texas Comic Con. It's a 3-day show. It's in San Antonio. It's a 5-hour drive for me, and that's in 2 weeks. I'm getting ready. It's the same week we're launching Forbidden on Kickstarter. So a lot going on that week. That Tuesday we launched Forbidden. That Thursday I drive out to San Antonio to set up the booth the day before because it starts Friday, and that's a big 3-day. And I'll be working all day at the show and then packing up and then driving back. So I'll probably be getting home around 1 or 2 a.m. in the morning from that event. So we'll see. It's going to be fun. But yeah, so Forbidden is getting ready to launch. Not only that, we're also getting ready to launch Shameless Plug. And so my boy George did this graphic to share with the world some incentives if you back Shameless Plug and Forbidden. Here it is. Bam. So you get that free print that I did of the Shameless Plug when you back both campaigns. Say what? Say what? That's just crazy.
Oh, you crazy.
Yeah, I know. Say that again.
Oh, you crazy.
That's right. So I hooked up my boy. I was inspired by his character, so I did that print, and that's going to be available to backers when you back both campaigns. So you're going to want to get that. That's the Sam the Crazy Man Vera original piece, and it's pretty fire. So so Forbidden 200-page graphic novel. I'll be talking more about that in a little bit. I'm still trying to figure out Facebook meta ads, man. I don't understand it. I ran an ad. I had 6,000 clicks. 6,000 clicks. You think if I got 2% of those people to convert and sign up for the Kickstarter, it'd be pretty significant, right? 3%. Nada. So I don't know if Facebook is just sending me some bogus data, but it's crazy. It's crazy. And I'll probably put it up on the screen and I'll show you. I'm not making up these numbers. I just don't understand it because I don't see it converting. And so I don't know. I got to find a guru out there that knows how to manipulate the algorithms, but the algorithms and me, we're going to take it to the streets. It's like 3:00 after school. We're going to take it to the streets. It's like, yo, you're lying to me. You're taking my money. You're lying to me. But anyway, so that's that. So what's going on? So George got the New York Comic Con coming up. I got Big Texas Comic Con coming up. George got he has Shameless Plug launching next Tuesday, right here live on Cast the Craze podcast. And then the following Tuesday, we're launching Forbidden right here on Cast the Craze podcast. So come on. I got this little piece right here. Bam. Join the host of Cast the Craze podcast and support the indies who support indies. Say what? That's what I'm saying, right? So George launches Tuesday. I launch on the following Tuesday, and it's going to be fun. So he's Forbidden, Shameless Plug right here on Cast the Craze podcast. It's going to be amazing. But that's neither here nor there. We'll talk more about that later. I want to talk to our guest, Angel Fuentes. Angel Fuentes, right, of Panico Press, and we're going to be talking about a bunch of stuff, right? I mean, he's got like tons of books, and his journey in comics. And so, without further ado, let's get this party crack-a-lacking. What's up, Angel?
Hey.
Welcome
How
to
you
the
doing,
show.
Sam?
Good.
Thank you for inviting me to the show. This is a great honor. It's awesome.
Man. No, thank you for coming on, man. I'm excited. I mean, you got a lot of stuff going. I was looking at your website. Very impressive.
Yeah. It's a masochist in us.
Yes. So, for anybody who's watching for the first time and they're seeing you for the first time on Cast the Craze podcast, who are you and where are we talking to you from?
Okay, so I am right now at New York City, West Harlem. Just moved a couple of no, not even a month ago, a couple of weeks ago. So I'm Angel, publisher of Panico Press. We're a small publisher, like really small, like microscopic. We are basically a group of creators, writers, artists that have banded together to make books. Our books are mostly graphic novels. We when we sell directly at conventions, we don't sell the floppies. We just go directly and sell um, prestige format books, probably like 64 pages minimum. And we do all genres, fantasy, horror. We do supernatural and sci-fi, all that good stuff.
Nice. So when did you form Panico?
Panico, I started Panico with one of my partners, Sam Ramos, back in 2018. I had been making comics for almost 30 years, since the 90s. Back in Puerto Rico, I would publish, self-publish, and do all that stuff. Then I moved here to the States and started making them on my own. We banded together in 2018, but it wasn't until 2023 that we became an actual company, when we partnered up with Amy Jocelyn, our editor-in-chief. And we've been interacting with creators not only from the United States, Puerto Rico, but also a whole bunch of people in Latin America. So if you're in Argentina, Chile, Peru, and you're watching, hi, Mexico. So yeah.
Nice. So let's go further back to Little Angel, right? You're a kid, you're growing up, when did you first, what was some of the things as a kid that you were into, and then when did you first know that you wanted to create comics?
My first interaction with comics was in first grade, and it was through a friend of mine. He used to draw cartoons and I started drawing cartoons with him, and we would just make comic strips to make each other laugh. And we used to draw them at the back of the tests at school, and the thing is that we would draw and then we would show each other the strips, and the teacher would always think that we were copying each other, and it was the most ridiculous thing. And then in seventh grade, I made my own comics with construction paper and whatnot. Then I realized that I sucked at drawing, so I became a writer. You know, I've been a writer. I've been a writer since eighth grade, ninth grade, and my first comic book was published in 1997, and that one was already I was already in college by then, and this is locally Puerto Rico. We couldn't even afford a full color cover, so we had a black and white cover, and we did it like on a cream colored cover, and then we moved on to like black cardstock covers with silver inks until we finally were able to afford color covers, and eventually what would be full color comics and whatnot. So it's like with the money that we would get from people buying our books, we would just reinvest it in the books, you know, to make them better, improve on them, and so yeah, it's been a journey.
Wow. I mean, so you transition from illustration. You're like, you know what? I'm just not getting this. So I'm gonna write. What was the first thing you decided to write? Do you still remember that?
Um, I think I think it was my take on the X-Men, but I was studying at a Catholic school, so religion was like in my mind, I guess. So I created a group called Exodus, and it's basically it was basically Judas was atoning for his sins. So he obviously, what do you do to atone for your sins after you betray Jesus Christ? You become a superhero, right? That's and you form your own group. And he started recruiting people that have sinned or have committed crimes and whatnot. I have my own version of Wolverine, and I call them Thunderfucker. And I don't know why, but I call them that, and people would ask me like, "How do you fuck thunder?" It's just so weird. And that was me. That was me, like in seventh grade, you know. And those those were my first comics.
Wow, wow. So then, how did you pair up with an artist? What was the connection? Where did you meet the first time to work on your first book?
Oh, that was okay. That would be on my first year at college, and I met through Charlie Mangual and Benny Grau through a common friend of ours. She had studied at school with me, and then she changed schools to the school where he was, and I was always telling her, "Oh, I have so many stories, and I wish I had an artist." And then he was telling her, "Oh, I can draw, but I wish I could have a writer to tell me what to draw and whatnot." And she was like, "Well, I'm making the love connection." So we met at a comic shop, and to this day, uh, 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 Charlie Mangual, Carlos Mangual, he and I have been lifelong friends. He's a freelance letterer, these days, and he was a letterer for a few years over at DC Comics, and right now he's done stuff for he did stuff for Aftershock, for he's doing stuff for Mac Cave right now, and a whole bunch of other books out there.
Nice, nice. So in college, you meet up, you hook up, and then when did you realize, you know what, I want to do this officially? I want to publish. Because publishing and creating are two different things, and it requires a whole lot more time and resources than from just creating. So, what made you say, "Let's do this"?
Well, for many years, that line between creating and publishing was blurred because there wasn't. I didn't. I mean, back in PR and back in the 90s, there wasn't like a how to make a comic or how to publish a comic class that
Right.
you could take or whatnot. So everything that I learned business wise was out of need, out of wanting to get my stories out to people. And for many years, I sucked at business. So the decision to publish, again, it's just a chain of decisions that I had to make to make my stories available to people and whatnot. Um, I would say back in 2006, I founded a group called RBA Comics back in PR, and that was my first attempt at a more solid uh, publishing group. And back then I would hate it if you call it like if you call me a publisher or call it like a publishing company. I would rather you call us like a frat or a comics group, and I would just uh, recruit up and coming talented artists from the scene, and I work with a lot of talented creators like Ozzy Fernandez, Yvonne Falcon, uh, uh, Randy Garcia. She's got a group called Instagram group called De La Nada, which is like a political satire strip in PR. Um, and a whole bunch of other people that Joey Fernandez, Joey Rodriguez, sorry, who's right now local in PR, a very famous tattoo artist. Um, and we were Guillermo Martinez. He's actually a story supervisor at Sony Animation. Um, he worked on the Mitchells and versus the Machines. I think
Yeah.
it's a movie from and that you can watch it in Netflix. So he worked on that. So it was a whole bunch of talented people working together with zero money, with zero knowledge of business, with zero strategies, but just making great comics and bringing them out there.
Yeah.
AC Osorio was part of it also. I got a shout out to him. And from there, obviously, you learn and keep improving. So I would say then my second attempt, which would be Panico Press right now, is the one that it's more professional. We're registered. We are paying creators that are working with us. We are promoting at conventions. We're looking into distribution. We're working on a website right now to see if we can actually sell our books. That should be probably by late October. But yeah, I would say those were like different attempts at business when you don't have an idea of what you're doing.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, it's fascinating to see the transition because it takes a level of courage as an independent to try publishing, right? And because it requires a lot. I mean, you just talked about it, the branding and getting the licensing. Whether it's you're going to do your LLC, are you an LLC or I mean, how are
With
yes, all
LLC,
that
correct?
stuff requires paperwork and a lot of research, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
one of the things that most creatives don't want to do is that back end stuff because they'd rather they'd rather just create and have somebody else do it. So you decide to do this, you form this collective. What's your first step once you formed? Like, is it this you formed, you get a book ready, then what? What was the next step for you guys?
Um, well, for us, it was setting up the process for production and then for publication and then distribution of the books. And it's starting from zero because before that I would have to do everything by myself. And
Yeah.
for many years, almost 3 decades, I was used to doing everything by myself. Like I would be the one who makes the decisions in terms of dealing with art. I was basically doing art directing and editing and publishing and all this stuff. And it was a process. I would say that the first thing was to set a process where I could start delegating to my partners what they would do. Sam Ramos is our art director. He currently works in doing art for Spectrum and other companies and whatnot. He's our artist. He's our creative director, and it's still to this day. I have to learn to say, okay, this is a decision that goes for. He has to make it now in terms of how something is going to look, how something is going to be seen, and whatnot.
Right.
And same thing goes to editorial, where for me, it would be before I would go like, oh, this is good enough. Let's go to print. And then Amy will go like, hey, no, wait a minute. Let me take a look at it. And then she always finds something that could be improved upon in terms of story, grammar, you name it. Anything that goes with editing, she is a master at it. And you can compare with my old books and then our books once we became Panico Press, the difference in quality, uh, and um, and then that gave me the freedom to start doing stuff that probably a publisher should do, which is trying to do networking at conventions and find ways to make our books more accessible to people.
Right.
So now I'm working on that, and also and again, it's it's always a learning experience. It never stops because once you think you're used to a way of doing things, then things change, technology changes, culture changes, diamond goes to shit. And it's like like, okay, so there's no diamond distributors anymore. How the hell are we gonna get our books out there like that?
Right.
So
Yeah. Have you heard of Filbo Distributions?
yes, through a friend of mine, his name is Tom from Comedic Comics.
Yes.
A great guy, and he already told Phil about Panico Press. So we need to set up approach Phil on it, and that's one of the things that I'm gonna be dealing with after we're done with New York Comic Con.
Yeah, yeah. George, my co-host, he's actually being distributed through them. In fact, the latest preview guide for Philbo. George's art is on the cover. Well, it's not his art; is the art. It's his characters, his story. He commissioned an artist to do it, but it's his characters on the cover, so it's pretty cool. They started a few months ago, but they've expanded their reach throughout the U.S. significantly. So I'd give them a shot.
Yeah. And so we're gonna try multiple venues in addition to Philbo.
Nice, smart.
We're also trying to get into massive indies, and again, we're working on a website. Hopefully, by the end of October, beginning of November, people can go to panicopress.com and they will be able to buy their books directly there. You can actually go now to the website and check out our stuff. The only thing is that when you go to the store and you see our covers and synopsis of our books, you just are not able to buy the books yet, but you'll be able to. So, and obviously, we keep for now. What the other thing that keeps working for us is still the direct contact through conventions. So it's we are going all through the East Coast, and trying to slowly do our journey to the West Coast.
Nice, nice. So, what's the significance of the name Panico? Who came up with the name? What was the thing that inspired you for the title?
I really wish I had some dramatic, awesome story for it. It was me. It's it's a handle that I've had for years. I created a movie company back in PR, and we a group of guys and I we produced a movie. You can actually see it for free through my YouTube page, which is Panico Mundial. Panico Films was our name originally, and it would probably it just came out of just sheer panic, out of creating and not knowing what the hell you're doing,
Right.
which is the story of my life. But that name eventually stuck with me when I started self-publishing not only graphic novels, but also my prose novels. I did a couple of prose novels before the pandemic, and right now I'm writing a third one. And it just became out of sheer fear of of making things and not coming and not knowing what would come out of things. It just became like a familiar through the years, just a familiar handle that is now our brand. You know.
Nice, nice, nice. All right. So you have several titles. I'm gonna pull it up on the screen real quick. Um, Share screen. So I don't even know what that is. Let's go here. Boom. All right. So you have Panico Press presents an 80-page giant, and it has several titles. Talk about this one.
This is an anthology book. This is our fourth anthology book coming out. This is this is a book that's debuting along with a few others at New York Comic Con next week. So initially, you're going to be able to find it there if you go to New York Comic Con. We're at booth 2238, and I have we published a few of this before. This is basically a spotlight for new creators, different stories, introductions to new books that we're making, For example, one of our books is Creating Gears, which is our Western, steampunk Western, and this is a story within that world. And this is a way for us to showcase ourselves, other creators that are making stuff for us. It's a full color book. It's a, I would say that it's my one of my pride and joys, and I'm excited for what's going to be coming in book in this one, which is book 4. There it's an annual, and we are going to be showcasing a few new stories that are gonna eventually become books of their own, like Micaela, which is actually gonna debut in Puerto Rico Comic Con in 2026, and also Canonical. Micaela is like a fantasy magic type book with fairies and all that stuff. That one's written by Amy, our chief editor, and then Canonical is our horror, religious, again, me with religion in my mind, a Hellblazer type of book. It's about a priest that basically he does his exorcism and all that and then one day he realizes that Jesus Christ is looking for him, and a whole bunch of stuff's going on there. And then we got The Bonds. That's another book from Amy Jocelyn of her creation, and this is one of our all ages books. It's it's our sci-fi coming of age. And it's basically about a parallel universe where the laws of physics are defined by the emotional bonds that you create with others, and out of a very emotional way to define that world, being a teenager makes it like a very chaotic world to live in. And the main character, which is the one that we're looking at the cover, her name is Marlo. She's basically learning how to deal with her own emotions to be able to survive in the world of the bonds.
Nice.
Gina La Draga. That is from creator Lapis Afilao, and she is she's the writer artist of this book, and it's basically about a drag queen that fights Nazis.
Wow.
It's a very fun book. It's awesome. The illustrations are great. It's we actually sold the Spanish version last year in New York Comic Con. So this is the debut of the English version that we're going to be offering, because we had a lot of people that were interested, but they were like, I want it, but I don't know Spanish.
Right,
And I'm like, okay, we got you. So this year you'll be able to buy it in English. It's a really fun book. These are pages from Transit of the Stars. This is a book of mine where I play a little bit with sci-fi, but also fantasy and mythology. It's about what would happen when you get divine creatures like angels and demons and all that, and in a world that's for a lot of time has been thought of theological a way of being, the existence of aliens, and how do you reconcile the fact that God made man and women on his image, but then there's this other race of beings in another galaxy. and it's a very philosophical sci-fi adventure. Um, and the artist on this one is Oli Takashita. I met him on the subway, dude. He was sitting beside me one day on the subway, and he was just drawing people, and I love his art. And I was like, hey, how'd you like to draw some comics?
Nice, nice.
So yeah, shout out to him. That's the ad, but the art from it with that spacesuit astronaut with the angel on the reflection. That's the actual cover for Transient of the Stars.
Nice, nice, nice. So you're gonna be at New York is this your first time at New York Comic Con?
No, it's our fifth time at New York Comic Con.
Nice.
And this I think but this is our third year in a row that they've put us in the same spot,
Oh, nice.
and it's actually a great spot. Like if you go to the main floor, look up and search for Viz, the people that make Naruto and all that stuff.
Yeah.
They have a huge ass sign that people can see from everywhere. So I tell people, hey, look for the Viz sign, and we're right next to them.
Oh, that's awesome.
So it's we're very easy to find. Booth 2238. So yeah, it's been good for us at New York Comic Con. That's, I would say, New York Comic Con and PR Comic Con are the two more important conventions that we go to every year. PR Comic Con, it's like Jerry Lewis in France. They love us over there. So it's like they're always expecting, what's the new book that you got this year? What's the new stuff that you got? So, but that obviously was the product of years of creating a fan base. And in the case of New York Comic Con, the first couple of years we were always in red, but we stuck through it because we wanted to start creating that fan base, but also, we needed the networking and all that. So it's and now again, we got our people that every year come to the con and look for us, and now that they know where we at, it's easier for them to come back and find us. And also for new people, you always meet new people at conventions. So those are the two main cons that we go to. Have you been to PR Comic Con?
Yes, I did it 3 years ago, I believe. It was great. It's just because I have a lot of props and displays. It was expensive for me to travel out there, and because I did it by myself. But I loved it. I mean, the fans were great. I have people who follow my art channel on YouTube in Puerto Rico. So yeah, it was pretty cool.
Great.
Yeah. All right. So where can people find you and on social media and outside of New York Comic Con? Is there anything you guys? What's your plan for 2026? Let the world know.
There's a few cons. Usually we start our calendar, our convention calendar by the end of the year. We plan it out and we start applying for 2026 conventions. But we usually always repeat Brooklyn Comic Con in June. We usually repeat Bix in New York in April. We've been through a few others like Baltimore and AwesomeCon in Washington DC and all that. I would say to check our 2026 calendar, convention calendar. Go to our keep going to our visiting our website, and we will probably publish our calendar there and also in our social medias. Please, I beg you, follow Panico Press. It's at Panico Press at Instagram. We're begging you to follow us, and we're at Instagram. We're on Facebook. We just opened our TikToks. We'll dance for you if you need me to dance. Just follow us, please, and check out our books.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Angel, for being on the show. You're always welcome back anytime. You don't have to ask. You have the link now. Just use it. And we love to see what happens in the future with what you guys are doing. You're doing a lot of solid things. Your website's fire. Your books are fire. So, and much success at New York Comic Con. I'm sure you'll run into George over there. He'll be there as well.
Thank you. Thank you. I look forward to
You
it.
got it.
Take care,
All right,
man.
brother. Peace. All right. That was Angel Fuentes. Check it out. The website is in the chat, and it's also in the summary of this live broadcast. So again, Panico Press, go and check it out. On social media, I do uh, creatives, and yeah, I think one of the things, the guys and I want to do another thing, travel to another show. I wonder if Puerto Rico Comic Con might be one of those, because I had a blast last time. It was just costly, because I stayed at the hotel at the convention, and that hotel was pretty expensive. We'll see. But we do have my boy George is launching on Tuesday. Shameless plug. And let's see where it is. Boom. Shameless plug right here. 55 people are following right now. Join us live on Cast the Craze podcast next week. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a blast. Look at this artwork. It is beautiful. Yeah, look at those pages. Look at that cover. Right? It is fantastic. Look at that piece right there, man. It is fire. And look at those talented creators, man. George looks like he's dancing. I don't know if he's doing the Running Man. I don't know what's going on in that photo. He's like holding his hat because it's the wind. He's pretending he rides a skateboard, but he doesn't. And I think he's trying to tell time, but he really doesn't know how. So I don't know what's going on in that picture. But you got a lot of, oh man, I'm freezing over there. You got a lot of talented people. Hopefully that's not freezing in there. And where you got? You got Victor Claudio. He was one of the original colorists in Crazy Comics. You got Joe Holly. You got L.A. Cunningham, Joseph Lesco, C. Michael Landing, Chris Mad, and a lot of people know that stuff. But that's not even the gist. That's not even the gist. Did you know? Here it is. Where is it? If you back Shameless Plug and you back Forbidden, you get that piece. That piece right there, that free print that I did in honor of my boy's new breakout comic book, Shameless Plug, you get that. So that's a Sam the Crazy Man Vera special, just for backing both campaigns when you join us live. So the best thing to do is come here, right here on Castle Christ, join us live. Let's pop off this party and let's get him funded in the first hour. He's been working hard. He's like lettering everybody's comic book. I don't know how he does it. It drives me nuts sometimes because I'm like, because now I got to go into queue when he's lettering duty, and it's like I got to go into queue because he got like 20 other books, and the problem that yeah, he's doing everybody's books. So shout out to him. And here's the piece that we were posting on social media to remind everybody: join the host of Cash the Craze podcast, support the indies who support indies. Right. So this show was created to support all of those fantastic creators out there and give them airtime and to connect them with you. And now we want you to help us get our books funded. And so Forbidden is the only book that Anibal Arroyo, George the Dreamer Medina, and myself worked on. The original cast members of Crazy Comics, the original crew, all of us worked on this book, and it's the only time you're going to get it. It's a 200-page. It comes in soft cover. It comes in hardcover. It is fantastic. What's up, Casey? How to play another Monday videos, right? And so you know how we do. So Anibal Arroyo, George Juma Medina. I put out a survey. It sounds like everybody wants trading cards, prints, stickers, and that's what we're going to do for this campaign with the book. You got the hardcover edition, you got the softcover edition. Do I have any assets for those things to show you guys what they look like? Yeah, so here's a soft cover right there. And that cover right there was done by Eric Ifata, a fantastic concept and gaming artist. He does amazing work. And then here is the hardcover edition. I'm still working on whether or not I want it to be a gloss cover, a matte cover. I'm not sure just yet. Working on that. And then there's some fantastic prints. Here's one of the prints that's going to be available on the campaign David Quiles, the Wolf, one of the original guys that helped do promo pieces for Forbidden. So that's going to be available on the campaign as well. And I got some secret stuff I'm not sharing right now, but I've been working on the trading card set. It's going to be coming a foil pack, where there's going to be gold foil or silver foil. I don't know just yet, but it's going to have a custom wrapping. It's dope. And that's going to be available on the campaign. I'm excited about that. This is exciting because, never have we both launched in the same month, right? And he's on the 7th, which is Tuesday, and I'm on the 14th, which is the following week. And we worked hard. I mean, Forbidden I created in 2000, 25 years ago. 25 years. Dang, where'd time go? Look at his grades, bro. Look at the grades. It's crazy. So 25 years ago, and it's finally there, and I'm excited about this. And it's filled with a lot of great stuff in it. It's got character profiles for Arius and Deseret and Sin and Fox and Shaku. And then you have a lot of different characters. You've got Nokron, and you've got Watchers and the Overseers, Creepers. Just tons and tons of characters in this book. It's a one-stop shop, but it ends in a way that it can have another volume, right? So I like to keep people guessing and add to the lore. Add your own twist to the ending and say, man, I wonder what happened here. I wonder if he would have done this. I wonder if he would have done that. And so I'm excited about it. I've been working really hard. And then the same week I launch. So George launches next week, and then he goes to New York Comic Con. I launch the week after, and I go to Big Texas Comic Con. So it's going to be a Big Texas Comic Con. I hope to see you there. It's going to be fantastic. And again, I want to remind everybody one more time. The only time you're going to get a book by the original Crazy Crew is right here, Forbidden. So you had fantastic creators on it. You had interiors by Anibal Arroyo, interiors by Prime Sandra. You had lettering by George Medina. You had coloring by Barbara Soroji. You had the cover by Eric Fontaine. Story by me. And it is just fantastic. And we're launching, and then you have Shameless Plug before. So lots going on, lots of excitement. Next week, it's all about Shameless Plug. I hope that you join us right here live on Cast the Craze podcast. There's 55 of you who signed up. I'm hoping that at least 50% of you are here live during the broadcast to support my boy George on this broadcast. And on Forbidden, there is, I'm looking at it, I'm showing you guys. And Forbidden, there's 58 of you who signed up. I'm hoping at least half of you show up for the campaign, because we will be I have an app. And on the show, I'm going to give you a QR code so you can play the game with your phone live on Cast Craze, where there will be some trivia questions, and then I'll show who gets it right, and I'll have some prizes. It's going to be fun. It's going to be interactive. So this campaign is legit. I'm excited about that. Join us. Look at that piece, the fiery piece. Deseret in the cavern, fighting off creepers with her soldiers, right? Then you got Shaku with his warriors going up against Nokron. And then you got them fighting together against a world of maniacal death dealers. It is crazy. I'm excited about this. There's going to be trivia. There's going to be 7 questions on the trivia on live launch. Again, there's a soft cover, there's a synopsis. And yeah. So, with that said, hope that you guys all join us again Tuesday. Shameless Plug, the 7th, right here on Cast the Craze podcast. Then Tuesday, the 14th, right after Forbidden, right here on Cast the Craze podcast. Live launch, your boy, Sam Crazy Man Vera. We're going to end this year with those 2 campaigns, and we're going to end this year with 2 big giant conventions. Your boys are busy, but subscribe, share this show. When we grow, the independent community grows. Founded in 2005 for indies by indies, when there was no one out there talking to us, we decided to take up the mantle and lead the charge, and just bring our brothers and sisters in. And we can't grow without you. So thank you all for supporting us. I hope to see you on Tuesday. The one I did not do is leave you with George's link for the Shameless Plug right here. And I'm gonna leave you with Forbidden. Sign up if you haven't done so already. Everybody who backs the first night, physical backers are going to get a free prize. I'm only going to show you live on the campaign, but you have to pledge and back it for 24 hours. You know, get a free item. And that's it. I am Sam, the crazy man. That was awesome. And don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I am out. It's just easy. It's not.
Crazy. Acquiesce.
No, I was talking about my friend Acquiesce.
Say my name,
right?
This is what you were thinking? Oh,
He described me. He said, "I'm the."
What? Catch the craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze. To Catch the Craze. You are listening to Catch the Craze on Catch the Craze. You're listening to Catch the Craze.